Hey guys, welcome back to the Goose Adventures. I'm so glad you're here. Guys, I have such a good show for you today. I'm talking transformations. It's something I know a little bit about, having lost 140 pounds. I'm excited to talk about this topic with you all. So if you're new here, I'm Jen. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the thumbs up, leave me comments, as all of those helps YouTube to recommend my videos. Just a reminder that my main channel is RHR Jen. That's where I talk all things royal family. I'm pointing to my letter from Catherine. Royal family, Harry and Meghan, all that stuff over there. So today I really wanted to talk to you about transformation. I want to remind you guys that I'm transformation. I want to remind you that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse, not a nutritionist. I'm not in the medical field. So as I always say, if you want to do this, I would recommend that you do your own homework, do your own research, consult a doctor before you take stuff like this on. I'm just talking about my own experience. Again, having lost about 140 pounds, I did it drug-free and surgery-free. And I'm talking about things that worked along the way for me. Transformations are so important to me. It's an important topic. It's something I've really wanted to talk to you guys about. I'm here to tell you about my 140-pound weight loss, how it changed my life. And it's just so much more than a number for me. It's about stepping into the woman that I was always meant to be, transforming, if you will. I don't love the word journey, but this journey, this adventure, it woke me up, and I'm here to inspire you to chase your transformation. So it could be, fitness, personal dreams, radiating unshakable confidence, anything like that. Let's dive into how I did it and how you can too. And you can do it with heart and determination. And I have some facts and figures along the way, as I like to throw those in to back all this stuff up and to talk about this. So again, thank you so much for being here. So the first point I have is about trusting the process. Your struggles shape your strength. So every struggle that I faced, I now see that as just part of the plan. It's the spark, right, that ignited my transformation. Losing 140 pounds, it was not easy. It's not. There are plateaus. There are doubts. There are days where I felt like just giving up. What does it matter? What am I doing? It's hard, right? I know. I read all the comments and I see it. A lot of you guys are at the starting point and it feels overwhelming. Some of you guys are in the middle of it and it's tough and you feel either alone or like it's just too hard. I get all of that. I so do, more than I can possibly explain. I get it. But trusting the process, you have to trust the process. That means that believing every step, even the tough ones, those are what's shaping you. That's what shaped me. Do you know that there's a 2017 study that found that people who see setbacks as growth opportunities, they're 35% more likely to achieve long-term goals? How cool is that? That is according to the of the Journal of Applied Psychology. I think that's so cool. So 35% more likely to achieve long-term goals if you see your setbacks as growth opportunities. So don't be hard on yourself. Setbacks are growth opportunities. We like that statistic. We're going to be part of the ones that are going to achieve our long-term goals, right? So when you feel stuck, these moments are building your resilience. For me, it was pushing through weeks where the scale didn't budge. And I've been open about that. There are times where I just couldn't get on the scale. When I was at my heaviest, I could not get on the scale. I realize now that's probably when I was losing faster, because at first you can move bigger numbers, but then it gets smaller. So I don't religiously look at the scale because it's more than that for me. It's about how I feel and how things fit. But along the way, that happens, right? Where the scale just doesn't seem to budge, and we're going to shift the focus off of that. Instead, I would like to celebrate small wins. Like, I don't know, fitting into, again, a pair of jeans that you haven't worn in a long time or been able to wear, or whatever it is, or walking farther than you were able to before. think of your adventure rather than journey. Think of your adventure like sculpting a masterpiece, if you will. Like every effort, no matter how small, it carves out the the stronger you, the better you, whatever you're working toward, that you. That's what we're building. That's what we're making. That's what we're working on, right? I want you to think about how you can track your progress. So for some, it's keeping a journal. However you can track your progress, some people do it with like apps and things. Whatever you're working toward, I want you to track your progress. I want you to stay patient. I know it's easier said than done. Believe me, I'm the least patient human being that ever lived. But you need to trust that time will reveal your growth, your changes, whatever you're working toward. You are working towards something. You are building something. That's where I believe so strongly in those micro habits, right? Every little one is adding to something. You are working towards something. Your transformation isn't just the end goal, it's the courage you gain along the way. So we have to embrace this process because I promise you it's coming. If you're working toward it, your breakthrough is coming. Whatever you're working toward, you're working toward it. You're either working toward it or not, but if you're working toward it, that breakthrough is going to come. It will. You just have to stay patient. And again, I know, I get it. I get it. All right, there's a topic that I've really wanted to talk about within transformations because it's something it's something I learned about recently, and it's something that hit home for me. And I've read your comments, and I feel like without knowing what it was called until now, it's something that I see a lot of. And have you ever heard of anxious attachment? I just learned about it and I'm super into it because I feel like I have that majorly. So, anxious attachment. I used to cling to things, especially like food, people's approval. The whatever would give like a quick dopamine hit because I was filling a void. I've been very open about my anxiety struggles and things that I've been through with that. And it's not easy. And I know a lot of you guys here talk about in the comments about anxiety struggles as well. But I think we get anxiously attached to things. Again, whether it's food, people, whatever it is, bad habits, smoking, drinking, whatever your vice is, whatever brought you here, that you're trying to transform and change, a lot of us have anxious attachment. So we're trying to fill this void. So that's anxious attachment. It held me back. So there's research that shows that anxious attachment drives emotional eating in 60% of cases. That's big. Anxious attachment. You're going to hear me talk about this more often. I'm fascinated by this. When I get into a topic, I just can't stop like reading about it and learning about it. So now it's anxious. I've been learning about charisma. I keep talking about that. Now I'm learning about anxious attachment because I feel like all of a sudden it clicked. That's what it was. I was anxiously attached. I have nobody to blame but myself, but I was anxiously attached. But yeah, so again, this is according to Appetite Journal 2019. And it's anxious attachment drives emotional eating in 60% of the cases. And that can sabotage your weight loss. You're getting healthy, whatever you're working toward, it can sabotage that. So I don't know about you, but I would stress eat. And it's like I would have to seek validation to feel worthy. But those are just temporary fixes. You have to realize, and I'm talking to myself too, that we're enough. We're enough. We don't need to find the validation that we think we need in other people, in things, in buying things, in eating things, and whatever it is, whatever the bad habit is, smoking things, whatever, drinking things. We don't have to do that. It's within us. We're enough, just as we are. Do you remember Bridget Jones' Diary? I love you just as you are. I love that. Okay. Maybe he said, I like you just as you are. Whatever he said, I was just like, oh, it's so sweet. Mr. Darcy. Anyway, but you're enough as you are. When you feel that urge to grab a snack or chase a like or whatever you're trying to do, right? Whatever that thing is you're trying to do to seek validation. I want you to pause and ask yourself, what is it that I really need? What do I need? This is something I've had to learn too. What do I need? What is it that I'm wanting? Because again, I never want to get into the ED territory. That's a YouTube thing. They don't like you to say eating, and then I'm spacing it out so that way it's not together. The second word is disorder. So I'm not dare suggesting that if you're hungry, you need to eat whatever, I'm talking about the times when you're not and you're just looking to fill the void. That's what I'm talking about. So for me, it was swapping like the bad habits, like a late night binge or something like that, or any kind of binge, honestly. And it swapped that for a walk or writing, journaling, whatever appeals to you, whatever's a healthier way, a bath, whatever's a healthier way to give yourself the attention that you're looking for, or to make you feel more comfortable, more at ease, whatever that feeling is, to get rid of the anxiety. What do you really need? How can we help the process rather than just numb it? Because numbing it isn't working. I fell into that trap too, where I would overeat and I would think, I don't know, I guess I was just chasing something, and then it would not fill the void. It would actually make you feel worse after it was done. Did you know that there's a 2021 study that found that mindfulness practices reduce impulse behaviors by 30%? So let's be mindful. Let's stop being impulse bad habits. So that's according to the Journal of Behavioral Medicine on that one. Letting go of these crutches, letting go of this stuff has let me focus on my workouts, on my worth, thinking about what I really want. What do I want to achieve? What do I want to transform to? What do I want to become? That's what it's let me focus on and fixate on, rather than these bad habits. You don't need to chase anything to be whole. Your radiance comes from within. Again, I'm stuck on this Catherine charisma, all that stuff. And so I try to think of how to radiate from within. And I think this is how we achieve it, by realizing we are whole. We don't need to chase these bad habits or these things that are occupying us or filling a void because of anxious attachment. I am learning how to sit in the anxious times. What I mean is, I don't know about you, and again, I'm not a therapist, but I have a therapist and we talk about this. I do struggle with anxiety, and I hate those moments of sitting in anxiety. I try to find things to occupy me when it hits hard. But you have to learn how to sit in it. You have to learn how to handle it in a different way instead of these bad habits. We have to figure this out. It's been a lesson, and an ongoing lesson for me. And I feel like a lot of us, this would probably apply to. The next point I want to make in talking about transformation: romanticize your life. What do I mean by that? Your transformation doesn't need permission. Your transformation does not need permission. Romanticize your life right now. And I want you to step into that radiance right now. I used to wait for someone else to make me feel special, or something else, or I used to just delay joy, I would think like it's almost like not feeling worthy in a way, putting off happiness. You don't need permission for those things. We can do that right now. But I want you to romanticize your life. And I don't mean like partnership romance. I'm talking about romanticize it. Picture your best self. Okay. What does that look like? I don't even mean physically. I mean, what is he or she like? Are they bold? Confident? I keep talking about this black cat energy. I'm into that. So if you don't know what that is, I used to be a golden retriever. I'm now a black cat. What that means is I love golden retrievers. But golden retrievers are always seeking approval. Like, I'm only happy if you're happy. Are you okay? Am I okay? Are we okay? No, we don't do that anymore. We're black cats. Black cats don't care if you're okay. I don't mean to become cold and unfeeling. I just mean like we don't have to chase approval. We have it within us. We are enough. See, it ties back together. We're enough. We can picture our best self, and we don't have to wait to become that. We tell ourselves we are that. We are bold. We are confident. We are black cats, right? So a 2020 study found that visualizing your best self boosts your goal achievement, ready for this? By 30%. 30%. Just by aligning your actions with your vision. So that was according to the Journal of Positive Psychology. So 30%, you can boost your goal achievement by 30% by aligning your actions with your vision. So in layman's terms, that's those habits I'm always talking about, those habits, and I will get into habits, but those habits. I'm so into the habits because these minor tweaks, these atomic habits, if you will, these minor tweaks, these minor changes that are working toward your goal, that's how you achieve it. It's not one big catalyst that achieves. I didn't just lose 140 pounds in a day. It's taken me a long time. I've done it slowly through these minor changes that led to big change, right? Part of this is thinking about, who do I want to be? What do I want to become? What does she look like physically, but also what is she like mentally? What is her personality like? What is that? That's what I work toward. I've said this before. I don't think it's healthy to obsess about one person, so I'm not. But somebody I often like to model after is like Catherine, Princess of Wales. I love her. I think she's beautiful on the outside, but she's so much more. She's beautiful on the inside. And there's a lot of characteristics and traits that I personally find admirable about her. So I find myself doing tweaks to think, oh, well, I find her very charismatic. What is it that's charismatic about her? What could I tweak to maybe be a little bit more charismatic? It's not I'll never look like Catherine, ever. But I can do things, I can figure out what I like about her and tweak things within myself, visualize what I think is my best self and work toward that. But the point I'm making here is we don't have to wait to do that. You can be him or her right now. So before I would think like, oh, I have to work out. But now workouts are a gift. It's something that I cannot believe I actually enjoy doing. It's a gift for myself. Wearing clothes that make me feel good are a gift for myself. Playing music that uplifts my spirit, being more confident, just things like that. These are things I can do for myself. That is part of being the woman that I'm working to become. I'm being her right now. I am her. It's always a work in progress for me, but I'm tired of delaying joy. I'm tired of delaying happiness. I am her now. That's what I'm working toward, but also that's who I am. That's what it is. So if you want to run a 5K, start with a 10-minute walk. If you want to feel unstoppable, stand tall, shoulders back, own your space. That's something I keep reading about charisma too. Charismatic people, they hold themselves high. They own their space. They're not like meek and tucked into themselves. They are owning their space. Your becoming is a daily choice, and it starts with loving your life that you're building. So there you go. Now let's talk more transformations, exterior and interior. So we're going to radiate from within. Again, that's where I think about Catherine. I feel like she radiates this, not just physically she's radiant, but she radiates this femininity, easy for me to say, feminine energy that I admire, this joy, this passion, all this stuff. I really admire that. So that's what I try to think about. And I'm being her now, not Catherine. I'm being her as in me. I'm being that girl. But my 140-pound weight transformation, it wasn't just about my body. It's about glowing from the inside out. So for the exterior, I focused on, the movements, the eating right, the healthy, the changing how I felt and looked at food, things like that, my behaviors toward food. I do want to remind you that the CDC recommends 150 minutes of weekly exercise, like brisk walking, which burns 300 to 500 calories per session, and it improves heart health by 20%. That's according to the CDC Physical Activity Guidelines 2020. Okay, so 150 minutes of weekly exercise. So for me, I started with short walks. And then I swapped out some foods. I let go of the fast foods, the uber processed foods, the wrong portion of foods, things like that. I've been open, and there's different videos that I've done where I talk about what I eat. And for me, having too many choices, I don't do well with that. So I did better to limit to just, I'm not dare suggesting that this works for everybody, but for me, limiting to just a couple healthy choices where I didn't have to think about it. I just did, it became like muscle memory. That worked for me, but I also understand that does not work for everybody. So you have to figure out how to make this work for you, what will work for you. But I want you to think about how you can replace your self-doubt with thinking of things like, I got this, I can do this, I'm capable. There was a study that found that positive self-talk increases your confidence by 25%. So that was a 2019 study in Journal of Applied Sports Psychology. So positive self-talk, it increases your confidence by 25%. I don't know about you, but that's huge. Again, I'm into charisma, and part of being charismatic is being confident, holding our postures, not rushing through what we're saying, being more charismatic in the way we speak, things like that. So you could try this. Look in the mirror. I know I'm not into the hokey stuff either, but you can do this. Look in the mirror and say something kind about yourself. Look in your phone camera. Say something kind about yourself. Then take a small step, like drinking water or trying a fun new workout or something that moves your body. Your body and mind are connected. We need to nurture both. And then you'll radiate. You'll radiate from within, and you'll radiate strength. I don't know about you, but I really want to do that. I want to talk about mindset. So we're going to rewire our brains for success. Mindset is the foundation of the whole transformation. It's all about our mindset. So again, going back to my 140-pound weight loss, it started when I shifted from feeling stuck to believing in myself and feeling like I was capable. So if there's a study that found that if you have a growth mindset, believing that you can improve, that alone can boost your persistence and fitness goals by 45%. So you need to believe in yourself, believe that you're capable. That is according to the Journal of Sport and Exercise Psychology. 45%. You can boost. I just think that's so cool. You can boost your persistence and your fitness goals. So when negative thoughts creep in, try to reframe them. Swap I'm not enough for I'm getting stronger every day. I need you to think about that. I need you to internalize this. Take this on. I'm getting stronger every day. I'm working toward that goal. I am him. I am her. Whatever it is, just think like that, because that will help you. Again, I was one before that didn't believe in that, and I thought it sounded hokey, but I can see it. I can feel it. It's helped me transform, and it will help you too. Another thing that you could do to make yourself feel good and to realize that you are making progress is to list like your daily wins. Pick 3. Like if you choose a healthy meal, or if you go work out, or whatever it is you're working toward, if it's charisma, if you know, listen to something that helps you learn charismatic behaviors. It could be body language, whatever it is that you're working toward. Think about 3 wins for the day that have helped you toward that goal, toward your goal. And then some people are super into like writing things down and journaling. If that's you, know that gratitude journaling, easy for me to say, gratitude journaling actually boosts resilience by 25%, according to Journal of Happiness studies in 2020. Surround yourself with inspiration. So I want you to think about that. Listen to like a motivational show or podcast, uplifting quotes, connect with people who cheer you on. I personally like to listen to motivational stuff when I work out. Sometimes I just need good 80s music, but sometimes I feel like that's also, while I'm improving my body, it's my chance to improve my brain. So I listen to like a self-help or a motivational something that keeps me going. And I find it puts me in better spirit and better, again, my mind and body connect better that way. You could try things like meditation. You could try telling yourself a mantra. I want you to think about this. It's your mind that's shaping your reality. So you need to feed it confidence. And by doing that, that's how you'll see your transformation grow. Now let's talk micro habits, because I'm all about that. Okay. This is my big one, is micro habits. Transformation is built on small intentional steps, small intentional steps. Micro habits are tiny actions that stack up to big change. Micro habits. And I don't know about you, but to me, taking on micro habits is way less intimidating than saying, okay, we're going to change your whole life. That's overwhelming. But if I say, no, we're just going to tweak these things as we go, and they're all going to lead to what we spoke of earlier about becoming the person you want to become. Micro habits. So its transformation is built on small intentional steps. Micro habits are tiny actions that stack up to big change. So a 2016 study found that consistent small habits boost success rates by 80% over sporadic big efforts. So small habits boost success rate by 80%. How about that? Here's how I did this. Okay. You can tweak it and make it your own. Come up with like let's start simple. Come up with a 1-minute rule. Move for 1 minute. 1 minute. Stretching, jumping jacks, a quick walk in a circle, anything. It's so easy to start there. You can't skip it, and it builds your momentum. Once you conquer that, go up to 5 minutes. I can dance for 5 minutes. You can dance for 5 minutes, like whatever. So figure out what that is. Whatever amount of minutes you feel good about, start small and then work your way up from there, because you're working towards something. These are micro habits. Do 1 minute. If you said, I don't have time, 1 minute, you can do 1 minute. I can do 1 minute. 1 minute. Swap one choice. One choice. Trade one soda for water or a snack for fruit. So small dietary swaps lead to 15% greater weight loss than restrictive diets. Small swaps, micro habits. That's according to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition 2022. I want you to track tiny wins. So you could log your steps or note, again, your daily wins, like choosing to move. Tracking your progress actually ups your motivation by 20%, they've found. 20%. How cool is that? So think about morning anchor. I want you to start your day with a micro habit, like 30 seconds of deep breathing or writing your why. I want you to stretch, whatever it is, set the tone. Set the tone for your day, set the tone for what you want to achieve. This is what set the tone for my whole weight loss journey. I want you to make these habits your own. Use a favorite water bottle, celebrate every step. These small actions are what help transform my whole life. And that they will do this for you. We're taking small steps toward our overall bigger goal. We're becoming him or her, right? We are him or her. So finally, I want to talk about fitness and goals. Small steps and big wins. So again, this 140-pound weight loss, that came from consistency, not perfection. The CDC recommends, again, 150 minutes of moderate exercise weekly. So that burns between 300 and 500 calories per session, and it boosts your mood. Again, that's so important for me. I struggle with anxiety, and this helps. This helps. So you have to find the workout that you love. Dancing, weights, a walk with music, a podcast, whatever it is that lifts you up. Find that. I started with these 15-minute walks, and I built from there. Now I work out 6 times a week. That's about what I average. And it's for a while. I'll go and go because it's like a treat to myself now. I used to see it as I got to go do this thing, but now it's a habit. I love it. And I get bummed the days I can't go. I really try to schedule everything else around it. But I want you to think about how these apply to any goal. Are you wanting to write a book? Write 1 sentence today. Are you wanting confidence? Have you ever heard of power poses? Try power pose because they found that posing in certain ways actually increase your confidence by 20%. That's according to Psychological Science 2010. But break it down, plan, and act with purpose. Every step builds a life that you're passionate about. I'm passionate about this. You're passionate. I see your comments. We're passionate about this. I'm excited. So here's your challenge. Okay. I want you to pick 1 micro habit today. A 10-minute walk, whatever it is. I'm just throwing out examples. That burns roughly 100 calories. A journal entry. A pause when you feel anxious. Sit in that moment for a minute. Whatever it is, trust the process. Your radiance is in you right now. I lost this weight by choosing myself. I have to choose myself every day. You can too. Whatever it is you're chasing, fitness, dreams, confidence, whatever it is, you're stronger than you realize. You're stronger than you know. So if you want to go in my comments and let me know what goal you're working toward, I want you to know I'm rooting for you. This whole group is rooting for you. We believe in you and your power to transform. I can't wait to hear how it's gone. You have to let me know. What is it that you're working toward? You can tell me the positive affirmation you're going to say. You can tell me the micro habit that you're going to do. Whatever it is, you can tell me in the comments. Guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I did. I know this topic is just so big, but it's so important to me. Transforming. I don't know about you, but I get excited about transformation because I feel like I'm a work in progress. And so there's always ways I can transform myself. I don't just mean the outside, I mean the inside too. I'm always working to transform. So how will you transform? Let me know. Transformation. Thank you so much for all your lovely comments and support. I can't wait to read your comments on this one. Let me know how you will transform, how I can help, how this group can help. Let us know in the comments. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the thumbs up, and leave me comments. And check out my RHR Jen for all things royal family. And I appreciate it. And I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Take care. Bye-bye.